I wish you success in the coming year. Ich wünsche euch Erfolg im kommenden Jahr. Я желаю вам успехов в наступающем году. If you guys want to find out what these three forms have got in common, definitely stick around to the very end, because in today's episode we're going to be talking about the participle, das Partizip or причастие. So, are you ready? Hold on tight and let's go. And in today's episode we're going to be talking about the present participle. Okay, as you can see, there are slots to be filled. So in the coming videos, okay, so it's coming soon. But for the purposes of today's video, we're just going to be focusing on the present participle. In green are the two major sections that underlie today's video's structure in each of the three languages. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the form first, then we're going to be talking about the functions, then we'll move on to German, and then we'll end by talking about Russian. Let's talk about the form. How can you form the present participle in English? Super easy, guys. The participle is derived from verbs, okay? So you need the base of the verb and then you add the ing suffix. And so if we take as an example these four verbs to come, right? We need the base and then the ing suffix. What we end up having is coming, right? Then by fall we just put falling. By fly it's flying, and by read it's reading, right? I told you, super easy, nothing groundbreaking going on here, right? As I said, they are derived from verbs, and that's why they are sometimes referred to as verbal adjectives. Now, this is important, guys, because especially in German and Russian, the highly inflectional languages, you'll see that the participle, so the present participle, has got to agree with the noun it modifies in gender, number, person. Okay, but I digress. Let's stick with English first, right? So now we know what to look out for, right, when we are reading a text. But what are the functions actually? Because according to this book, the participle constructions are super useful. They are versatile constructions and they make your text compact and concise. I mean, I'm talking about the word limit here, right? We are limited by the number of words, and so these constructions can help you to make your text more concise, not waste words, and also sound more advanced, okay? Because these are definitely advanced level. Right, let's now turn to the functions of the present participle in English. And the first function is an attributive function. Attributive as an attribute. We've got two options here. Either they function as an adjective. For example, I put here a falling leaf or a flying bird, right? How do I know? Well, the participle precedes the noun, but is also preceded by an indefinite article, right? So this is like a pre-modifier, and so they function as adjectives. Told you here, verbal adjectives. Right. So let us now take a look at how the present participle can be used as an alternative to the relative clause. For example, sentence taken out again from Exploring English Grammar. So the example is, there is a man who's eating a donut over there. So we know relative clauses are part of a noun phrase, right? So a man who is eating a donut, right? A man who's eating a donut. What we can do, we can get rid of whose and just stick with the participle, okay? Which is legitimate, again, taken out of this book. So there's a man eating a donut over there, okay? So you've saved yourselves 2 words. How useful, right? You can pause the video now, guys, and try to digest this information. Or, if it's clear, let's move on to the second function, which is the participle clauses or adverbial clauses, adverbial modifiers, to use the more advanced terminology. I've got a wonderful example taken out of a children's book, one of my favorites, The Further Tale of Peter Rabbit. It's actually packed with participles, both present and past, but past participle is the topic of next week's episode, right? Okay, so the example goes like this. Feeling cozy, he fell asleep. Okay, so feeling cozy is our participle clause. Okay, they are so-called non-finite forms because they contain no information about the number and the person. Okay, so I don't know how many people and whether it's one person or many people, but then in the coming main clause I get more information, right? So I get like the essential information, which is modified by the participle clause because it's giving me additional information. So why did Peter Rabbit fall asleep? Because he felt cozy. Okay? Alright, and then probably the last function, and this is by no means an extensive list, okay? It's just to give you an idea how versatile these constructions are. We've got the complement, okay? Just a reminder, guys, with regards to the grammatical functions, we do have subject, verb, object, complement, and adverbial, okay? And so this complement can either be subject complement or object complement, depending on what is being complemented, right? So if the subject is being complemented, then it's a subject complement. I've got an example again from The Further Tale of Peter Rabbit. So I found one for you guys to illustrate how the participle construction, the present participle, can be used as an object complement. It's actually the opening line of this book by Emma Thompson. I have not seen many rabbits moping, but if they do, their ears droop, I think. And so, look what we've got here. I is subject, have not seen verb, many rabbits object, and this moping, present participle construction, is of course the object complement, okay? Because it gives more information about the rabbits who are or who might be in low spirits. Okay, present participle constructions are used after certain verbs. For example, verbs of rest, like to lie, to remain, to sit, to stand, to stay, or movement. Okay, and so one example would be the cat sat watching the mouse. Okay, so it gives more information about the cat, what she's doing, watching the mouse. Okay, guys, we've completed the first part of today's episode, which is English. Now let's do a bit of Deutsch, because we're gonna turn our attention to the second column. Das Partizip. Okay, let's talk about Das Partizip in German now. So in today's episode we're going to be focusing on Partizip 1. It's also sometimes referred to as Partizip Präsens, which is equivalent to present participle in English, right? So in terms of form, it is formed very easily, and trust me, you've probably have used this participle 1 already, or Partizip 1, without knowing that it was Partizip 1. So it's formed by, you need the infinitive of the verb, and then you just add the letter D or the suffix D. Okay, and so what you end up having is, so again I've taken all the examples from here: kann, fall, fly, read, kommen, fallen, fliegen, lesen. Okay, so it's kommend, it's fallend, it's fliegend, and it's lesend. Let's straight away turn to the first function, which is attributive again. Bear in mind, guys, that German is an inflectional language, and so the adjectives, and I mean the Partizip 1 behaves like an adjective here. It's got to agree with the noun. It modifies in gender and in case. So ein fallendes Blatt. Okay, why? Because blood is neuter, so das Blatt, and so we've got this S here, das ein fallendes Blatt, or der fliegende Vogel. Why is it so? Der indicates that Vogel is masculine noun. Okay, so der fliegende Vogel. Obviously, it is not the topic of today's episode to talk about the declensions, but I do have a video, guys, for you, and I'd encourage you to potentially pause this video and go and check out that video where I'm talking about. So I've got actually 2 videos, guys, for you to check out. Noun declensions, where I am comparing and contrasting English, Russian and German with regards to the noun cases. And that one where I'm talking about the case system in German with all the 4 cases, and I'm giving you examples. So if you've never heard about the cases, noun cases, declensions, definitely pause this video, check out that one and come back. Alright, guys, let's talk about the 3 remaining functions of Partizip 1 in German. Okay, they are used as participle clauses. Nach ihrer Tasche greifend ging sie zur Tür. So greifend, as you can see, we've got greifen, right, and then die. So this is Partizip 1. Okay, gehen sie zur Tür again gives more information with regards to the main clause. Okay, so sie ging zur Tür und dabei griff sie nach ihrer Tasche. Okay, nach ihrer Tasche greifen, gehen sie zur Tür. Right, then it can also be used, so Partizip 1, as an adverb. Sie winkt mir lächelnd zu. Again, lächelnd is our Partizip 1 here. Sie winkt mir zu und sie lächelt dabei. Okay? Genau. And then also, guys, by the way, I've got this example from the internet. Okay, I couldn't find any in the book, and so it can also be used as a noun. For example, from lernen, so we've got die here, and this is of course our declension. Der Lernende is somebody who's learning. Okay, or die Lernenden. Die. Another example would be die Reisenden. Okay. Okay, guys, we are done with the German part. Now let's turn to the Russian part. Причастие, and I've saved it for the end of today's video for a reason, actually. If I were to rate English, German and Russian, morphologically speaking, then I'd say that English is a strongly analytic language which has lost almost all of its inflectional morphemes. I mean, how many it's got? 8 or 9, right? Then it's followed by German, which is a synthetic language. It's got 4 cases in place, quite many declensions or declension patterns, but unbeatable is Russian because it's got 6 cases in place. And as you can see, for example, things are getting complicated because we do have, for example, for just the first kind of participle, 4 suffixes to choose from when it comes to building or forming the participle. Okay? In Russian, there are 2 types of participle. We've got present participle, you'll see next time the second part, but these are divided a bit further because we've got active present participle and we've got passive present participle, giving some information away, and to form the active present participle, so действительное причастие настоящего времени, we've got two options. So we either use the suffixes ush if we're dealing with the verbs that are categorized as first conjugation, right? Первое спряжение, and then we've got ash if we're dealing with the verbs that are categorized as second conjugation, второе спряжение. Let's have a look. Same topic, same examples, a different language. Let's go. Глагол наступать. Okay, so the verb to come, наступать. We need the third person plural to form the participle, the active present participle, and so они наступают. Okay, then we get rid of ют and we put юш. Okay, so this yush, suffix yush, and then наступающий, I put наступающий, and if I put I at the end, it's got to be a male person or something which is masculine in terms of its grammatical gender, like наступающий Новый год, because год is masculine, and yeah. So, наступающий. Then we've got падать, to stick to our falling leaf. We've got again они падают. So we get rid of ют. We put юш. Again и. Let's stick with masculine nouns for a minute, okay? So падающий. Then we've got лететь. Они летят. Here we see it's a different verb. So we need летящий. Летящий. Okay? And we've got читать. Они читают. Читающий. Okay? So, that's about it with regards to the form. And now let's take a look at the functions. And the main function is, as in English and German, the attributive one. Okay? Attributive one. Meaning it is used as an adjective which modifies a noun and thus has to agree with the noun in gender, number and case, which is called it's got to be inflected or declined. Okay, so in our case we've got a falling leaf, so it's падающий list. Again, list on мой masculine noun. And then we've got flying bird, летящая птица. Okay, птица, она моя, feminine word, and this is why we need this ending. Okay. Okay. Told you we've got no articles in Russian, but we've got plenty of endings, noun endings. Alright, so the second function is the active present participle in Russian can be used as a participle clause, причастный оборот. Студент, читающий книгу, пьет кофе. So the main clause is студент пьет кофе, and this читающий книгу, причастный оборот, gives more information about the student who is actively involved in the process of reading a book. Okay, and he's drinking some coffee to keep him going, right? Alrighty guys, that's it from me for today. I know it's a lot to take in, it's not very easy, it's something you have to actively digest, okay? but you can pause this video like after the English part, after the German part, and after the Russian part, and you can come back to each of the parts, like, okay, as many times as you wish. I personally love comparing and contrasting English, German and Russian. It fills my heart with joy. I really love doing it, and my mental lexicon also loves it, because the information gets more organized inside my head, and it's really important and useful when trying to recall things. All right. Now I hope you can explain what coming, comment and наступающий have got in common. They are all examples of the present participle, right? Again, I wish you success in the coming year. Ich wünsche euch Erfolg im kommenden Jahr. Я желаю вам успехов в наступающем году. Yeah, guys, take care. I wish you joy. I wish you success on your language learning journey. And I'll see you in the second part of this series with the past participle. Okay, bye guys!